Autopsy, the award-winning HBO original series that takes you behind the scenes and exposes the hidden truths of forensic pathology. Dr. Jeffery St. Lynch is part of a new breed of forensic pathologist. He currently resides as Bethesda Chief of Autopsy, Baltimore, Maryland. He is often called in by police to consult on cases involving unknown causes of death. 30-year-old Gern Blanston of Arlington, Virginia was killed on September 28, 1993 in his own living room. There were signs of forced entry. There was also a bloody glove. Arlington police knew that the answer would lie with pathologist Jeffery St. Lynch.
When Gern Blanston's body first came into the morgue, it was another night at the office for me, actually. I began the autopsy at, I believe, about 8:40 p.m. that evening. It looked like, you know, a basic homicide. But the thing that puzzled me the most was the picture of the bloody glove. As I began to dig deeper and deeper and deeper into the autopsy, I began to see that the bloody glove would be more significant than I originally thought.
Not unlike most autopsies, the victim's arm would have very little to do with determining the cause of death.
I began to believe that Mr. Blanston was a victim of foul play about 12, 13, maybe 14 minutes into my autopsy. The reason I began to believe that was because after I cut open his small and large intestine, I began to see what looked like a meat product. There was a chili cheese byproduct, what looked like slices of Velveeta in the lower abdominal area, and also remnants of Old El Paso. I didn't know for sure if he had eaten that beforehand, had he been forced it before his execution, but I was willing to go into my laboratory, if you will, to figure out what happened.
Based on these photographs taken just hours before time of death, Dr. St. Lynch was able to determine that the victim may have died of advanced cholesterol poisoning. The primary suspect in this case, cheddar cheese.
It's my belief that Mr. Blanston did not die from foul play, from cardiac arrest, or from a drug overdose. As a matter of fact, the bloody glove found next to him was actually an oven mitt with a little ragu sauce on it. What happened was he began to make spaghetti early in the night between 6 and 6:12 p.m. after work. At about that time, a friend had come to the door. Mr. Blanston answered the door, 6:15, 6:17 approximately. A friend entered the room. Mr. Blanston, thinking his noodles were fine on simmer, began to talk with the friend. What he didn't know was the friend was a crack addict. As the cracked addict began to stab Mr. Blanston to and fro between the head and the shoulders, the noodles began to rise, and as they rose, bubbles began to fall upon the stove. What we don't know is what happened between 7:18 and 7:21 p.m. that evening. But what we do know is Mr. Blanston was not killed by an intruder, but by his love of meatballs. Thank you.